it going? It's That Nerd Ryan here, and today we're reviewing Dungeons & Dragons. This is kind of a week late, because I didn't know if I was going to see the movie on time or not. So I did that COD Zombies video just as a backup. Next week I am doing a fan request video of reacting to the Super Sentai openings. But yeah, so this week we're going to do D&D. So just disclaimer, I am a D&D player, so it's pretty fun to watch this movie and like kind of see what's going on. It's kind of like Vox Machina, watching that as a D&D player. It's pretty fun to watch. If you do like Vox Machina too, you will like the show. Also, Keyleth is not in the movie. I originally saw the one character that is a tiefling druid and thought she was Keyleth. Completely wrong. That's fine. It's great to have diverse characters in this and not just elves and humans. That is my main... Elves, humans, and gnomes. That's my main gripe with Critical Role, or with, not Critical Role, with Vox Machina. And I mean, it does kind of do this in this movie, but whenever we see a non-human character or non-human-like character, it is done so well. The visual effects in this movie are way better than I expected. I think I looked over at my friend and I said, these are Lord of the Rings tier visual effects. These are amazing. I did not expect it for this movie. This movie's budget was a lot higher than I expected to be. I don't know what the actual budget was, but I did go into the movie thinking that it was going to be very cheap-looking non-human characters, very cheap-looking sets and stuff like that. But this movie went all out. You could tell that the people who directed this, acted in it, all probably played D&D. And this was like a passion project. The villain was goofy and a good villain. Both villains, I'll say. We'll talk about that in spoilers. I thought they were pretty good villains. I thought that was a very nice little twist of who the villain is early on in the movie. I also thought that like it did fit the D&D idea of some character has to have a tragic backstory tied to the actual story. I also thought that Chris Pine was like the best actor for this movie to play. I think he was either a rogue or a bard or a rogue bard. It was hard to tell because he did have an instrument, but he didn't really use magic. So it's possible that he's just a rogue, but he could have been a rogue bard. We also have the barbarian character, who's very good. We also have a elf played by Justice Smith, or not Justice Smith, the guy from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I can't remember his actual name. In Detective Pikachu, plays an elf sorcerer. And then we have the girl from It, who plays a tiefling druid. We also get a paladin for a minute, who's honestly my favorite character, and I kind of wish he stuck around. But it's like actually kind of funny, because like it's either he was an NPC, or it is one of the like where the players tries to come and they cancel every minute. And usually they're the toughest character. But yeah, so luckily my D&D group doesn't really face that. But it's just a great story story plot to have, is just have him randomly show up, be like, here, I'll help you with this, kick a lot of ass, and then be like, I'm gone, bye. But yeah, and then the final battle being like kind of in a coliseum, I thought was cool too. So let's just get quickly through the story for you guys, and then we'll wrap this up and I'll give the official ranking. So basically, Chris Pine and our barbarian are in prison. Turns out that they were part of a heist that went wrong. They were kind of... It's revealed that they were kind of purposely left behind by their rogue friend, played by Pierce Brosnan, or not Pierce Brosnan, Hugh Grant, and a red sorcerer, which... What's funny is we were dealing with them in our campaign at the time the movie came out. But yeah, so they break out of jail even though they got the pardon, and put together a crew to take the item that they actually wanted. Because turns out Hugh Grant was a bad guy the whole time, and so was the Red Sorceress, obviously. So he manipulated their daughter into thinking that, or Chris Pine's daughter into thinking that he didn't care about her, not revealing that the item that they were trying to go for was actually to revive Chris Pine's dead wife, who was killed by red sorcerers, or red mages. Sorry, I keep saying sorcerers, it's mages. I'm sorry, Mike. Anyway, so they put together a team and get an item to help defeat the Red Mage, in that they also learn the Red Mage backstory. It kind of turns into a fetch quest. They do 2 different fetch quests, then they head over to the Coliseum. Their heist gets botched, so they end up having to fight in the Coliseum, and then they figure a way around it, dropping, or basically winning. And Holga is the name of the barbarian. She ends up dying in the fight with the Red Mage, so they end up using the item that was going to bring back Chris Pine's mom, or Chris Pine's wife, to bring her back, which I thought was predictable, but also great. But yeah, and the movie kind of ends openly that there might be a sequel with the same characters or without, but it still ends pretty well. So I will say, I will recommend, do not see this with your DM. I had a lot of questions that I kept asking him, and there are some inconsistencies with the game to the movie, but I mean, it's done more for like movie effect or plot point instead of, this is, you can't do this in the game sort of thing. But it was still an enjoyable movie. I thought the characters were good. I thought the writing was good. I thought the VFX were astounding. And I thought the story was great too. So I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. And we finally finished the gauntlet of March 2023 movies. So we'll be taking a break from going to the movie theater for about a month, thank God, until Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's that nerd Ryan, signing off.